I would call this one of the most significant economic stimulus measures that you can see. We are actually going to do cash rebates. So we will take $1 billion and distribute it across the state should the board and the administrator be able to get this through the board, and we're very confident that that will happen. So number one, I think being able to give $1 billion in cash means there's going to be a heck of a lot more money floating around inside the state of Ohio, and it'll be of significant benefit to the employers, and particularly the small business people. And I'm delighted to be here at this shop, and particularly when I see T-shirts with Three River Stadium on it, which doesn't even exist. Forbes Field, I give me one of those, and we're in business. So that's really good news. Secondly, we're going to triple the amount of grants in safety. And what we know is as we spend more money on safety and as we make more people aware of the issue of safety, two really great things happen, obviously. One is fewer injured workers. And it's just such a great initiative to be able to put safety at the top. And I've been reading with great horror the tragedy in Bangladesh, and I read today that Disney is going to cease all production overseas in these facilities that are bad. Of course, we don't have anything like that in the state of Ohio. But worker safety is paramount. I used to be on the board of Worthington Industries. It became a big priority for Worthington. They obviously save money, but most important, they protected workers. So we will see a tripling of the grants that will be available to help workers in the state. Thirdly, we're going to go to a prospective system. We're one of the few states that doesn't have that. So when you pay your workers' comp bills, you will pay those bills up front. You won't pay them at the end of the year. The problem with paying them at the end of the year is that you have a situation where people don't pay their bills, and then those who are in business end up having to pay not just their own, but also to cover the cost for other people. And when all this is implemented, we'll not only have a $1 billion rebate, but we'll also be able to reduce the rates on workers' comp by 2%. And that's a follow-on to the reduction of a 4% reduction last year. Director Buehrer deserves a lot of credit. The board deserves a lot of credit. We do sit down and talk about investment strategies, but the fact that they have dramatically increased the number of investment managers, the fact that we've had some diversification into things like real estate, for example, means that we've really gained. And the growth last year was around 11% return on the investments, which has allowed us to do this. Now, with a return of $1 billion, we will also be at the top range because you want to make sure you're properly reserved in workers' comp. So this basically gets us to the top of the range, and very careful to make sure that we don't dip into that. And the reason why it's important is, of course, this economy is fragile, and in many ways it is unpredictable, but I believe this is going to be a significant help to a whole range of employers in this state, and allow us to continue to make the progress that we've made. Up over 115,000 jobs in the last couple of years, reversing the trend of negativity. And just today I was on the phone with a German CEO talking about auto parts in southern Ohio. These are what we do every day. So all in all, it's really good news. And now Ryan's not going to get a giant amount of money back, but when you run a shop like this, every dollar really matters. But across the state, cumulatively, the $1 billion should have a very positive economic effect on the state of Ohio. So, Ryan, do you do a lot of public speaking? I don't know.
I think I'll be okay.
Will you be okay?
Yeah.
Did you speak at your high school graduation?
I did not.
Okay. Well, let's consider this is substitute for that. So Ryan Vesler, give him a hand. All right.